Okay, so this is our last presentation before lunch. Wonga Pantsi, who was also a participant last year, the first round of participants, and who's going to talk about a slightly different context, but also very interesting, how to get his colleagues to engage with blended learning, which is a really good question. So thank you, over to you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Daniela. Good afternoon, everyone. My topic is developing a community of practice around the use of technology in teaching and learning. Unfortunately, in our department, we are not yet on blended learning, but I'm trying my best to reach out. I'll just introduce our department and also what blended learning is about, and design thinking, and reflect on short courses that I did with Daniela in the last year or so, and suggest some of the courses which I think will be helpful in our department. This is the face of our department, Biomedical Sciences. On far right is Professor Davison, which is our HOD. He's a hematology specialist. And then in the middle there is Mrs. Prince, who is a microbiology specialist. And then far left is Mr. Sogwakwa, who's a hematologist specialist. Ours is not a singular discipline. It is it's a lot of disciplines that we're having in our department. Some of the disciplines that I've mentioned will include APD, which is headed by Dr. Meyer and Wendy Solomons, and we have also chemistry, chempath, and microbiology. I did mention microbiology and hematology, and we also have cytology and histology. Now, what happens is that all these disciplines, in fact, the conglomeration of these disciplines, as I've said, will include your chemistry, your physics, and all others. But what happens is that the skills and competencies that are from all these disciplines, they need to be applied and integrated in order to understand the workings of a human body in health and in disease. Blended learning, I think the whole day today we've all been talking about blended learning. I like this picture where you just combine these two teaching practices online within the four-walled classrooms and the ones that you have online coming together. This one I took directly from Griffith University's webpage. It just shows exactly what I've just said also as well, where you're combining traditional face-to-face learning and teaching experiences and together with those that you have online. Now, this slide will basically explain will sum up, in fact, the previous slides that I've put up. All these authors, they talk about the infusion, in fact, of the activities that one is having online and also within the classroom, all intended to actually be flexible to our learners. But I like the last point where it says you're having a teaching and learning practices that are at the center of higher education in our country. That is very important, but obviously with changing student cohorts, these practices are in fact required to continuously adapt to new global realities in order to be relevant. Here, what John Biggs says, whatever we do, we must be mindful of these instructional activities. Even though we will blend all our learning practices, we must just be mindful of our instructional activities, because it is very imperative that our students do know what we are all about, even if we do put up stuff online. Now, what will be the benefits of the blended learning? The institutional one is very important for me, because I understand in biomedical sciences as well, as it is the case now, some of my colleagues here will agree with me that we don't have a laboratory space, enough of the laboratory space. We don't have enough classroom as well. The second point will be personal, time and place. That will also help as well. The pedagogical point as well, where you are able to get the feedback to the students immediately, and you also do promote the interaction. But now the last point one will also be the course administration, where you are able to monitor the progress of your students and improving their performances as well. Now, what are we blending actually? We are blending time, participants, we're also blending resources and location and also the collaborations. I like the collaboration last point there because I remember when I decided to join Daniela and them, I met Dr. Rugira in nursing when he was talking to me about all these tools that we need. Then I felt that, as researchers in biomedical sciences as well, we do collaborate, with other institutions, Stellenbosch and UWC, in our research work. Why can't we do the same as well as we teach? So I felt that was very important for me. Now, we can be innovative, with all these platforms or practices that we engage in, but there will always be pedagogical challenges that we will face as well. One of those really is the insufficient time management of our students as well. The second point there is the student preparation. Are students prepared enough for all these activities that we feel that they are good out there? Are they self-motivated? But the point that I really like is student skeptics and parents, really parents, I don't think that they will take kindly to the idea that you go to the classes and then there's no lecturer, because we're trying to spend less time within our classrooms and more time online. I don't know, yes. The other one also is the activities of our students, the fees must fall. Is government really able to find all our activities? Also, you have a limitation of the resources that are available to design this. Now, currently in biomedical sciences, we're using these tools. The first one is Mendeley, which will show our students how to, it's a referencing tool. The webinars, the fourth years, especially the histology fourth years, they benefit a lot in those webinars where they are able to attend conferences happening elsewhere around the globe. Then they can also just come together and attend such conferences, which in fact they were not able to go if they were to physically be there. Blackboard, I'm not sure that we use Blackboard enough, but we are trying our best. It's like we're not that interactive with Blackboard, but we do use Blackboard. Facebook, we use it, and also PowerPoint and WhatsApp.
It does this with a number of mechanisms. The first is called
now this is just for me to take a break as well.
cells. During this maturation process, self-reactive cells are killed off or die through apoptosis. T cells, their maturation takes place in the thymus, and while they're maturing, autologous antigen is presented to them via antigen-presenting cells. And if that developing T cell reacts to this, it will automatically undergo apoptosis. And this process is known as negative selection. This is all controlled by a gene called the AHAAH gene, AHAAH gene, which produces a transcription factor which induces the expression of antigen in the
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's not finish that one. The reason why I'm putting out that one, in our first, that is Professor Davison's voice during hematology, but we had a situation when we had our first test beginning of this year, where students struggled to get the content well, up until such time that some lecturers were able to record Blackboard, and then they found that rather the PowerPoint notes, and then they found that very useful. So I felt that that was really needed.
So they're using Blackboard Collaborate, not
Yes.
just as an online webinar space, but actually record their presentations and then share on Blackboard.
Yeah, that was obviously internet will also be a problem when it comes to that as well. Now, the short courses that I think our department will probably do is to explore the understanding of blended learning and methods of implementation, and look at planning and designing of a blended learning course, and also rethink our role as an educator to that of being a facilitator, and examine the learner characteristics from a blended learning perspective, and evaluating the blended learning experience as well. Daniela, you've talked about, other presenters have talked about this one extensively throughout the presentations. This is the design thinking. It was very interesting concept for me. After this course, I decided to then create a persona for myself. Okay, this is what brought us up about attending these courses. My aha moments, in fact, were the personas Daniela and this design team, because it was a new concept for me. Then I was tasked to design why am I going back? All right. I was tasked to design a persona, so my persona showed such characteristics. Was a more mature student, and a student who's working. And currently in our program, we're having students who are trying to articulate within our program that is running. Those students who are professionals and currently working, but they just want to align their qualifications. So for me, that was very interesting as well. What will be then be the objectives for BioMed to accommodate diverse students of learning styles and engage students at higher learning level of learning, and promote student abilities to assimilate and master biomedical concepts, and also infuse this in-class and online activities, and enable it also the student anatomy, and encourage students to evaluate their own learning and understand the online quiz as well. Now, these are some of the ideas that I've came up with, or rather the solutions. Facebook will be one of them because everyone is more familiar with Facebook, and most students have smartphones. I'm not sure if that will be enough because data is expensive as well, so we don't know. WhatsApp group for direct communications. As lecturers, we do that, especially during the times of fees must fall, we do a lot of that. Learning analytics, we have not been to that one as well, but I do know that CIIT do provide such a platform. More self-tests to allow students better understanding where they are or what they know, boost their confidence and feedback. Google is always the best, or is it? Just to conclude now, the affordances issues will always be key. I was so impressed when I listened to Dr. Oosthuizen from University of Pretoria when he was mentioning that they do get given SIM cards, and I felt, okay, maybe CPUT is listening to that one as well. While we are busy trying to be innovative in our pedagogical practices, it is also important that we must be cognizant of the context and try to be clear in our instructional activities so that we don't lose our students. Then learning goals and prior learning of students is very important to inform choices of technology. So currently it seems as if that mobile and online and blended learning is more like a foregone conclusion. Thank you so much. I was just
How does that tie in with your getting other people, your colleagues on board?
I tell you what, you would think that Wendy is presenting, because I always say blended learning. No, I can do comment, but you can always add. As I said, Daniela, currently we're having these students who were doing the old diploma, trying to articulate to the new one. Yes, Wendy.
Just to make a comment, some of the initial challenges with getting staff members on board because everybody was so used to teaching in a certain way, and now all of a sudden you wanted to have them put all these different things online. And we literally in the beginning thought that it was a copy and paste scenario. So everything you're doing for your mainstream everyday students, you literally just copy and you paste it on Blackboard, and there your students have everything. And we very quickly learned that that was not the case. That those students, and we had a few sessions with Daniela explaining the concept of flexible. You have to be flexible, and how you have to change your way of thinking and teaching and supporting these students that are not on campus every day. So we've had to adjust what we initially thought we were going to do, and it ended up being quite a lot of work. And I think that is the biggest challenge that we are sitting with, is that we thought that people already teaching subjects could just automatically just copy and paste what they're doing for these students that we don't see every day. But there's actually a lot more time and effort and data, if I can say that goes into supporting these students online. So yeah, so on paper it sounded quite easy, but in reality there are some challenges, and we are working through it. But I must say, and Wonga can agree with me here, that it has gotten better. Everybody was totally against it in the beginning because they had to do all these new things, but as we went along, people were getting used to the idea.
What did they need? I mean, what would you say in hindsight? What helped getting people on board?
I think the fact that everybody's in the same boat, and you're not doing it alone. So what helped us was to constantly just, we have these corridor conversations, like, what are you doing? Or show me, how do you do this? And people that were not tech savvy were actually surprising us by doing certain things. And so it was very much, I can say, a group effort, helping each other, and not working in isolation. And then just constantly having meetings with each other and saying, okay, what are you doing? Are you doing this? Do you need help? Who can help you? And so I think that was the biggest thing in terms of staff.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there are challenges because there's still staff who feel like, this is the best way, the traditional way, this is the best way I'll go.
I find that many times students are your biggest catalyst, because when they start getting the value out of what you're doing, they start putting pressure on other lecturers and saying, you know what, why don't you try this?
For example, it's the same, if I may just interrupt a bit there, the same PowerPoint presentation, the recorded one, the students, they did say, Mr. Pantsi, do you have recorded PowerPoint notes? And I'm like, no, I don't have that. They say, no, please do, because we failed. We did bad in the hematology test, but after we had those recorded PowerPoint notes, at least the performance was better because we could even access such information at our own time. Then I felt that was flexible enough for our students. So you are right, you have to for the students.
In terms of managing or running the community practice, do you have any formal structure in terms of, we have terms of reference, we meet every week, we meet every month, and we meet, this is an agenda for the community practice, or is just a community practice figuratively but not exactly as a formal structure?
No, it's not structural. Like I said, it's all about it's a small, like the feedback you're getting from students, and also hearing, be on ears and see what other colleagues are doing. As I said before, when I started to join the blended learning and go to this designing course stuff, I heard it from nursing, where they were talking about how best do they engage their students. They mentioned things like poll everywhere and clickers, and then we started using those ones. Something that I never in my life did before. So
I think it's this corridor conversation and the power of those. Just talking about what you do and sharing. I think that we have seen that also part of our e-learning champions, that's their role, is really to bring other people on board. And they seem to be able to do that through their passion, the pushing, the not giving up, the continuous trying to convince people to try things out.
And we've got someone coordinating, or I coordinate the program. So you need that one person to prompt people. So I sort of have a schedule for myself. I know when the students are coming in, so I'll start prompting people. Have you done this? Is this ready? Students So yeah, so you do sort of need someone to coordinate because it's one of the programs that we're running in our department. So you sort of do need someone to coordinate that particular program and have things in place.
She's our new coordinator, and I'm saying she's doing a great job because, you know, she always comes and
Actually, from our own side, there's Blackboard. We were three because we targeted from each and every department 2 people. We made them champions. Why we make those people champions? We ask them which level. We're teaching level 1 and level 3. Good. Those children are going to patronize other lecturers to use Blackboard. The good thing about Freeze Must Fall was everyone was sort of putting their stick towards Blackboard. And then people started to come in for the training. We still need you guys for the training and learn more about the tools. Because I think the challenge is people, they don't know some of the tools, how they can use it when they want to integrate the technology in their curriculum.
One of the things is find people around you. So the design course, we encourage people to come in as design teams. Because there's nothing more valuable than having a colleague like Lara and Raina, the 2 lecturers who presented at the beginning. Because it's both of them. They can support each other in a way that none of us can. We can't be there all the time, they right next to you, so you can just knock on somebody's office. It's that thing of trying to find somebody in your department with whom you can work together. I think Nazma and Penny were one of those teams that just pushed each other. The moment you find 1 or 2 people who work with you in your department, I think things just develop much quicker. I think as long as you're by yourself, it's hard. The moment you have 1 or 2 people that work with you, things become much easier.
I think lastly, mindset as well.
Find out if it's not possible to sort of make some aspect of this compulsory in a department. Because although she mentioned it in passing, one of the discouraging things is the time factor of converting from the traditional resources to these online resources. And at the face of it, it eventually saves time. But in the build-up to that, I'm carrying 5 courses. And to try and convert, even one needs its own sort of time.
So very quickly, get resources. So we have got the OER pilot project. You get 10,000 rand, with which you can do whatever you want. You can employ a research assistant to help you convert that. For example, next year, apply for that. It's not a lot, but it's 10,000 rand. You can employ a student in-house. You can apply for teaching assistants who can help you do that. You can apply for tutors who can help you do that. So I think there are ways. And I mean, one of the things we often tell people is if you think about moving towards more flexible ways, you need a convener. So you need, Sarita Edwards became the real estate online program convener. She's the coordinator. You need a person full-time who looks after this and who keeps people in check and checks that everybody does their work.
I think that will work.
So there are new roles that are also forming as we move towards more flexible, more online learning. So you'll have people, maybe you'll have at one point an e-learning coordinator or support person per department. It might go there, or per faculty, because it is a lot of work. And in us, we're not growing much. We're lucky, we're finally a full staff complement with Faith and Wabo and Donna. We're finally replaced all the vacant positions. So this is us. We are not going to be more than that for a while. So we are very lucky to be whatever 14, 15 people that we are right now. But we need those people in the departments. We need these e-learning champions because they are vital to work with us and then push whatever they grab from us into their department. Thank you so much. Please stay. There's beautiful lunch. There are workshops in the afternoon and more presentations. And if you leave,